Sweet. Okay, everyone. Here to share with you mental chemistry. We're going to go over Chapter 3, the laboratory. We do what we do because this is information everyone needs to know. Okay. Chapter 3, the laboratory. The art of chemistry cannot proceed without a plant or workshop, and one of the most interesting features of the human system is its series of manufacturing plants in which are produced the chemical agents necessary to mobilize the constituents of food. And it is a part of the fine natural economy that the secretions containing these chemical agents should serve several other purposes also. In general, each may be said to have an alterative effect upon the others, or at least upon the activities of other plants. Also, they act upon inward-bound nerve paths as exciters of effects in both the conscious and the subconscious activities. In general, each may be said to have an alterative effect upon the others, or at least upon the activities of the other plants. Also, they act upon the inward-bound nerve paths as exciters of effects in both the conscious and the subconscious activities. Radiant energy, whether consciously or subconsciously released from the body, becomes the medium of sensory impressions that flash back to the perceptive centers and are set up reactions which are interpreted by these centers according to their stage of development of self. Oh man. And therefore they interpret these messages exactly as they are received, without attempt to think about them or to analyze them. The process is as mechanical as the impression made by the actinic rays of the sun on a photographic plate. Wow. Energy, whether you're consciously or subconsciously radiating it or not, whether you choose to radiate it, you choose. You choose your energy patterns. You choose which energies you're going to create. The general principle by which an idea is preserved is vibratory, like all other phenomena of nature. Every thought causes vibration that will continue to expand and contract in wave circles. Like the wave started by a stone, dropped in a pool of water, waves from other thoughts may counter it, or it may finally succumb to its own inanition. Oh man. Come on, Corey. Get yourself together, bro. I'm sorry, you guys. It's just this. Take the music, take the melody, take the beat, but no one takes the soul out of me. Who's controlled it to hide it? To let the suit get higher. Follow your heart. This is information that everyone needs to know. I'm excited because I know where I am going. Stay focused. See, what happened there was you are a cosmic intelligence. There's the psyche. I'm sorry, just bear with me. I'm not used to saying things like this, so gotta start sooner or later, right? The psyche, it's as intelligence, you're something separate than the body. The whole physical aspect of who you are is chemical reactions. It is this man that I am in that makes me hold on. This creature that I'm inhabiting as man, the physical aspect of my energy currents, we're learning. We should probably keep reading, huh? I'm sorry, I just got completely off subject. Thought will instantly set in motion the finest of spiritual magnetism, and this motion will communicate to the heavier and coarse densities. It will eventually affect the physical matter of the body. Life is not created, it simply is. All nature is animate with this force we call life. The phenomena of life on this physical plane, with which we are chiefly concerned, are produced by the involution of energy into matter, and matter is itself an involution of energy, an individualization of the cosmic universal mind. Less perfection, more authenticity. Just be you, bro. Brain just by the side of a tin man. But when the stage of matter is reached in the process of nature's involution, matter then begins to evolve forms under the action upon it and within it, so that growth and life are the results of a simultaneous integration of matter and energy. And inside of a tin. I'm sorry, you guys, just a song. Will come if you wait for it, it's hard, believe me, I've tried, and I keep coming up short. I can't even tell you guys the last 2.5 years and how my life has just been. The struggle is real, bro. You're not alone. That's all I want you to know, is that you're not alone. You're not alone in the struggle. It's so hard to reach out to people because they're too busy not paying attention to what is happening around them. So I figured it out. That I could reach out to you. How I could still reach out to you. Which is what we're doing. We figured out how to reach out to you. Let's keep reading, shall we? Corey, I don't know how many people would actually see this, but I'm going to put this up anyway. Because I know there's someone out there who needed to hear this. You're not alone. I'm sorry, you guys. Get focused. But when the stage of matter is reached in the process of nature's involution, matter then begins to evolve forms under the action upon it and within it. So that growth in life are the results of a simultaneous integration of matter and energy. And here, they don't need to see you all the time, bro. Just read. It's the information that's important. Evolution starts with the lowest form of matter and works upward through refining processes to serve as a matrix of energy. The internal secretions constitute and determine much of the inherited powers of the individual and their development. They control physical and mental growth and all metabolic processes of fundamental importance. They dominate all vital functions of man. They cooperate in an intimate relationship, which may be compared to an interlocking directorate. All of the heartbreaks, here's what I do differently. I'm sorry, you guys. I love like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand tall and above it all. Fix my eyes on you. You know, we've learned. You have to be you. You have to let your light shine. There's too many people in this world that aren't. You know, they're trapped. They're trapped by dogma. They're trapped by the results of others people's thinking. They're not free. And that's not good. That's not good. 'Cause we are free. You and me, we are free. We have our mind. We have our body, bro. We are spiritual beings that have a mind living inside of this body. I'm sorry, guys. I get carried away easily. Once you guys get more into the psyche and what it really is, the world within, you know, we do not just live in a physical world, we live in the spiritual world. People with spiritually conceived ideas. You know, it is your thoughts that create. Your thoughts make actions. You have to think of it first before you can create it. You know, like these videos I'm making. I had to think of making these videos. I had to think of how I could reach out to you guys. And share with this information. Let's keep reading, bro. Man. The internal secretions constitute and determine much of the inherited powers of the individual and their development. They control physical and mental growth and all metabolic processes of fundamental importance. They dominate all the vital functions of man. They cooperate in an intimate relationship, which may be compared to an interlocking directorate. You know, I have read that part already. You know, I'm sorry, guys. I keep getting off topic. Just so we know where you're going. A derangement of their functions, causing an insufficiency of them. We're gonna change the world, bro. Me and you. Nerds like me and you are changing the world. You know why? Because we choose to see what other people aren't seeing. We choose to question what other people aren't questioning. Do you believe in energy? An intelligence greater than your own? Well, I do. If not, maybe if you spend a day with me, I could change your mind. This is what I wanted. And God gave it to me. You are the creator. We know where we are going. A derangement of their functions, causing an insufficiency of them. An excess or an abnormality upsets the entire equilibrium of the body, with transformed effect upon the mind and the organs. Blood chemistry of our time is a marvel and dreamed of a generation ago. These achievements are a perfect example of accomplished facts contradicting all former predictions and criticism. One of the greatest advances of modern medicine has been the study of the processes and secretions of the hitherto obscure ductless glands. Endocrinology, as this study is called, ductless glands. The glands, the physical hormones of the body, what we were talking about earlier, the chemical aspect of our being. As this study is called, has thrown much valuable light upon certain abnormal physical conditions about which science had until now had been in the dark. We now know that most of the freaks of nature we see on exhibition are such owing to endocrine disturbance. The disturbance of the ductless glands, the bearded lady, a victim of paganiasis, the victims of obesity and the skeletalization of acromegalis or giantism, of micromegaly or Lilliputianism. Wow. Lilliputianism. Lilliputianism. All such less perfection, more authenticity. Show them your progress, bro. Just keep going. All such evolutionary deviations are due to subnormalities or abnormalities of the chemical elements which the glands produce and send into the bloodstream. The bloodstream, in case you guys don't know, it's where all of your everything takes place. Everything takes place. Your oxygen diffusion, well, that happens in the lungs. But oh man, dude, there's so much. Long story short, the bloodstream, blood plasma, holds everything, all the nutrients, all the oxygen. It's the carrier to all the cells and tissues into your bodily tissues and functions. Dang, bro. Dude, there's so much practice you need, bro. You have the knowledge. Putting into words. This is one long chapter. I'm sorry, you guys. I think this was just more of a who I am. You guys are seeing me for who I really am. These are no mere theories, for they have been so rigorously tested in the laboratories of science, as Sir William Osler, one of the world's most illustrious luminaries of knowledge, has said. For man's body, too, is a humming hive of working cells, each with its specific function, all under central control of the brain and heart, and all dependent on materials called hormones, secreted by small, even insignificant-looking structures, which lubricate the wheels of life. For example, remove the thyroid gland just below your Adam's apple, and you deprive man of the lubricants which enable his thought engines to work. It is as if you cut off the oil supply of a motor, and gradually the stored acquisitions of his mind cease to be available, and within a year he sinks into dementia. The normal process of the skin ceases, the hair falls, the features bloat, and the paragon of animals is transformed into a shapeless caricature of humanity. These essential lubricators, of which a number are now known, are called hormones. You will recognize from its derivation how appropriate is the term. The name is derived from the Greek verb meaning to rouse or set in motion. The name was given by Starling and Bayliss, two great Englishmen noted for their research work in endocrinology. Cretins, dwarfed imbeciles, can be cured by the administration internally of the thyroid glands of the sheep, with truly miraculous results, because cretinism is caused by the lack or absence of thyroid gland secretions. As an instance of the fascination of these studies, consider the conception that the thyroid played a fundamental part in the change of sea creatures into land animals, feeding the Mexican oxalotl, a purely aquatic newt, breathing through gills on thyroid, quickly changing. Hold on, let me read that one again. As an instance of the fascination of these studies, consider the conception that the thyroid played a fundamental part in the change of sea creatures into land animals. The thyroid gland. What is it about the thyroid gland that he's saying caused us to come from the sea to land animals? Feeding the Mexican oxalotl, a purely aquatic newt, breathing through gills on thyroid, quickly changes into an... Changes it into the ambystoma, a terrestrial salamander, breathing by means of lungs. The endocrine glands produce secretions which enter the bloodstream and vitally affect the body. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. This chair sucks. The struggle is real, you guys. You see what I mean by so many distractions of this world? Keep focused, bro. I'm probably gonna just stand up and I'm gonna stand and make the rest of this video. You know, I'm just gonna have the camera over here. The endocrine glands produce secretions which enter the bloodstream and vitally affect the bodily structure and functions. Okay, can you guys see me? I just want to make sure at this point you guys get. The endocrine glands produce secretions which enter the bloodstream and vitally affect the bodily structure and functions. The pituitary is a small gland located near the center of the head, directly under the third ventricle of the brain, where it rests in a depression in a bony floor plate of the skull. Its secretions have an important part in the mobilizing of carbohydrates, maintaining blood pressure, stimulating other glands, and maintaining the tonicity of the sympathetic nerve system. Its under or overactivity during childhood will produce marked characteristics in the body structure. In what concerns us most, equally marked characteristics of mental development and function. Okay. Well, I'll share with you guys something really quick. I already stopped. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. My NASM book. The last 9 months, I went through NASM course. I learned about how my body works and essential anatomy, and it's the physical aspect of our being. It's good to know. I'm sorry. I completely forgot what I was going to tell you guys. The thyroid gland is located at the frontal base of the neck. Whatever, bro. Just keep going. Just keep going. Less authenticity, less perfection, more authenticity. It happens. Just know that if you decide to do something like this, if you ever do, it happens, bro. The thyroid gland is located at the frontal base of the neck, extending upward in a sort of semicircle on both sides, with the parathyroids near the tips. The thyroid secretion is important in mobilizing both proteins and carbohydrates. The thyroid is responsible for mobilizing proteins and carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates are your body's main source of energy. It's simple sugars, glucose. You get them from bananas, carbs, just anything in general. I am going to be putting together videos too on health and wellness. If you guys are interested in not only learning about how the mind works, which is what we're going over right now, and how this works, but how your body works, and how to take care of it, and what you can feed it, and because I'll tell you, I feel great. I feel, oh man, let's keep reading. The world doesn't have all day, bro. Come on, let's get through this. It stimulates other glands. I'll finish. The thyroid secretion is important in mobilizing both proteins and carbohydrates. It stimulates other glands, helps resist infections, affects the hair growth, and influences the organs of digestion and elimination. It is a strongly determining factor in the all-around physical development and also in the mental functioning. A well-balanced thyroid goes a long way toward ensuring an active, efficient, smoothly coordinated mind and body. That's pretty cool. The adrenal glands are located just above the small of the back. These organs have been called by some writers the decorative glands. since one of their functions appears to be that of keeping the pigments of the body in proper solution and distribution. But of greater importance is the agency of adrenal secretions in other directions. It contains a most valuable blood pressure agent. It is a tonic to the sympathetic nerve system, hence to the involuntary muscles, heart, arteries, intestines, and so on, as well as perceptive paths. It responds to certain emotional excitements by an immediate increase in volume of secretion, thus increasing the energy of the whole system and preparing it for effective response. The cerebral spinal nervous system is the telephone system of the conscious mind. It is a very complete wiring system for communication from the brain to every part of the body, especially the terminals. It is the intelligence department of the self-conscious man. Self-conscious man. Your brain, body, mind, and all of your affairs, all of those things that man's brain, body, and mind, and all of his affairs. You were not your brain. You were not your body. Because a physical reality is only the densification of energy, and is only seen in the five senses. And if all the five senses are only interpreted in the cerebrospinal section of the conscious part of the brain, and if it's the conscious part of the brain that connects us with the man, then it is the subconscious part of the mind of man that is the eternal man. I'm having a good day, and I hope you are too, because this is information they don't want you to know. If they did, why isn't it in schools? Real talk. I am a nerd. I've always been and I always will be. Education is a powerful tool which you are going to use to change the world. We know where we are going. The sympathetic nervous system is a system of the subconscious mind, behind the stomach and in front of the spine. It is the center of the system known as the solar plexus. For those of you guys that don't know what the solar plexus is, it is Manipura, the solar plexus chakra. It's that one right there. I won't go over it in too much detail right now, We'll be going over it in later videos about the what is it called? Your chakra systems, your chakra systems, your seven energy systems of the body, and how you meld the upper three with the lower three, your thoughts with the emotions. It creates a feeling, and then that's how things are created. Because nothing is made without feeling. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So the solar plexus chakra, or the solar plexus, I'm sorry, we're talking about, just to be clear, we're talking about the solar plexus organ itself, not the chakra system. It is composed of two masses of brain substance, each in the shape of a crescent. They surround an artery whose function is to equalize the blood pressure of all the abdominal organs. Just as the brain and the voluntary nervous system constitute the apparatus of self-conscious man, in like manner, the solar plexus and the sympathetic system comprise the special apparatus of the subconscious mind. That makes a lot of sense, because I learned this was such a long time ago, that the sympathetic nervous system, there's the nervous system, because the sympathetic nervous system responds by itself. It reacts by itself. That would make sense if it's a sympathetic nervous system that is connected with the subconscious mind. Because the subconscious is where you receive all your intuition from. It is the subconscious where you see it like it is. You don't have to wait on the use of your intellect. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to wait for your intellectual powers and your reasoning to figure it out. So that would make a lot of sense as to how the sympathetic system is the one that is connected with the subconscious. The function of the sympathetic nervous system is to maintain the equilibrium of the body, to act as a balance wheel, to prevent over and underaction of the cerebral spinal system, as it is directly affected by emotional states such as fear, anger, jealousy, or hatred. These may easily throw out the operation of the automatic functions of the body. That is to say, that emotional states such as joy, fear, anger, and hatred may upset. That doesn't make sense. They must have a... It's to say that emotional states such as fear, anger, and hatred may upset such functions of the body as digestion, blood circulation, general nutrition, and so forth. Nerves, and all the unpleasant experiences that follow in the way of bodily discomfort and ill health, are caused by negative emotions, such as fear, anger, hatred, and the like. They break down the resistance which has been offered by the various plexi which, when in normal working order, have a definite capacity to inhibit the effect of such emotions. Here and now. Just stop for a second and realize how all your thoughts And I'll tell you one thing. Your thoughts are things. They're just as real as the air you breathe. Not every thought you think is yours. I hope that doesn't scare you, but it's the truth. We all share a mental atmosphere. You can feel when other people are observing you. You can feel when someone's watching you. There's just a force. I just want to say that if there comes a feeling upon you, and it's finding you, to find that it does not come from within, you are sure that that feeling has not come from your own solar system, your own solar center, then surely there is a force being directed on you from someone else's solar center. There is a battle between darkness and light. It has been going on for centuries, ages. And they can't hide us. They can't keep us down forever. Because we are the lights of the world. Me and you. 'Cause together, we're making a difference. Join me. I'm just here sharing this information with you guys. There's only so much I could do. Join me. Be the person you want to be. Grow in every way possible. Take back what they're trying to keep and take from us. Unfortunately, my target audience is... My audience is for everyone. But realistically, I know how things are. The older generation, I know how their thoughts work, their thought processes, their psyche. We grew up in a different time. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate for those that are before us. Which is why it is our responsibility to give them back what was never given to them. Nerves and all the unpleasant experiences that follow in the way of bodily discomfort and ill health are caused by negative emotions such as fear, anger, hatred, and the like. They break down the resistance which has been offered by the various plexi which, when in normal working order, have a definite capacity to inhibit the effect of such emotions. The sympathetic system is the apparatus whose function it is to maintain the body in normal and healthy working order and to replace the wastage due to ordinary wear and tear. Excuse me, sorry. Where was I? The sympathetic system is the apparatus whose function is to maintain the body in normal and healthy working order and to replace the wastage due to ordinary wear and tear, both emotional and physical. The kind of emotions which we entertain is therefore of great importance. If positive, they are constructive. If negative, they are destructive. That's the end of chapter 3, you guys. In the laboratory. The laboratory. Your laboratory, your world, the world within, your world, your psyche. You are a consciousness. You are your own individual entity. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't be anything. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you're not good enough. Together we could change the world. Me and you. Nerds like us.